Okay, my friends, so Paper Girl KB is back after getting over my coughing fit. I'm so sorry. My allergies are bad. But anyway, while I had you on a break there, I took my Bearly art glue and put down my two distressed pieces of paper, and I really like it. So from this point, I want to take my pieces, and the kit comes with both of the leaves and a little flower, and then I always like to include a variety of sentiments in my kits so that you can make your card however you need it. So these are the sentiments that are included in this kit. I'm just going to lay it out and see what I'm liking. So after you rip your paper, naturally your birds are going to show up in different places. Every piece of paper in every kit is going to have the birds in a little bit different of a spot. So I think the way each person chooses to put this together is going to be a little bit different. And I think that's great. Hopefully, when my friends make my kits, every single one turns out a little bit differently. Hopefully you put a little bit of your individual style in the kit. Kind of liking this style because I've got two birds looking pretty nice. I like the hello. I already have a happy birthday. I'm thinking a hello would be really nice. So that's the layout I'm really liking. I'm going to stick my glue right here because I just want to be able to hold that card home closed so you can see it. So on my sample, I inked my leaves just to give them a little more dimension. And what I used was Stampin' Up's ink called Soft Suede. It's a part of their Neutrals collection. And I've got a little piece of extra paper here to protect my surface. But I like to use the finger applicators. And someone told me once to use your ring finger with these, that way you have a delicate touch, but my fingers are too little, it won't even hold it, so I have to stick like a thicker finger in there and then also hold on to it. So I am going to, I think, just do this as if it's a shadow coming from the bottom and kind of only do the bottom half of the leaves. I could really do anything I wanted, but I'm thinking you can always add more. You can't always take it off. So, and then maybe toward the center here and hitting the bottom of those two leaves. Get my stems, whoops. And then this one, maybe just a little from the bottom and traveling up one side. I love this paper. This is a cardstock that I got from a Joann's. It's made by American Crafts. Actually, the bird paper is also made by American Crafts, the bird pattern paper. This one is a cardstock, and it's called their Whitewash collection, and I really like it. It has a great texture, but it also kind of has a different color. It's not just a solid color, it's a little bit pearlized, it's a little bit white with the raised texture a little bit darker. So I like the dual color. So that I'm liking right there. I think hello, I'm going to keep white. And I want to ink my little leaves a little bit. Maybe from the center, working its way out. A little bit on those two bottoms. Let's see how that looks. Okay, that's good. I like that. Okay, so So the last thing I have here is this little flower, or I guess it could be a cluster of berries if you wanted that. And I've included that just plain white. If you see in my sample, I made it red. You could decide whatever color you want it to be. There's also blue berries in this patterned paper, but I decided to make it red. And the way I colored it, I just took a Copic marker. This one is R08 called Vermilion, and just gave it a little color. See if I can do this without getting ink all over my fingers. Probably not. We'll give that a little bit of a dry time while I glue down my leaves. So that's kind of bright, but I have a trick to darken that up. Okay, let me put something else on there that's heavy to hold that down. Put my scissors on there. Okay. My Bearly Art glue. Once again, I'll tell you, for my first try, I'm loving this glue. I am in the habit, I'm not doing it right now, but I have developed the habit of every time I put down an element on a card, I then place a hard, flat, heavy surface on it to make sure that the glue sets flat. And I think I did that out of necessity after using inferior glues that would curl as it set. So this is a little bit of risky behavior for me, setting this down with a new glue without weighting it down, but I'm putting confidence in this new glue. And so far it's looking very flat. So far everything that I've glued is remaining flat. I've used other glues that start to curl, or I might even think I've got a really nice result, and the next morning I come down and my card is curled. And if you're putting this much work into something handmade, you want it to really present nicely. So giving someone a card that's all stiff and curled doesn't work for me. Okay, what should I do here? I think for this one I'm going to leave the hello uninked. Yep, I'm going to do that. So while my little flower here is still drying, I want to make sure that ink is dry. I think it is, but while I'm doing that, I'm going to stick some little dimensional dots on here. Hopefully these fit. I'm going to try to just be quick since you're watching. The truth is, after this video, I'm going to go back and I'm going to add more. And I'm going to actually take the time to cut my tiny little dimensional adhesive pieces in half. I've only cut a couple of them in half. I'm going to do a better job in a bit. Oh, that one's going to show. Let's just... That one's going to show. Okay, I'll fix it later. Okay, so who doesn't have these little thingies all over the place, stuck to the bottoms of their feet, throughout the first floor, throughout the second floor, up and down the staircase? These little thingies show up everywhere when you're a crafter. There is no amount of vacuuming that will get rid of those things. So learn to live with it. Ah, they show. All right, I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to fix it after the video is done. I'm just going to touch it down gently so I can go back and do a better job after the fact. So the last thing is this little berries, and I think it's showing up a little too bright. What do you think? I wish I could hear your feedback. I think it just needs a little bit of aging. So I'm going to use the same soft suede ink and just give it a little bit of darkened edges. I have a huge collection of alcohol markers, and because I love having a huge selection of colors. So I have Copics, I have Arteza, and Art Alternatives, I would say, are the ones that I have the most of. I like that. All right, so should I pop it or should I not? I think I'm going to not pop it. I really want the hello to be the one element that pops. So I hope you're having a nice night. Hope you're enjoying crafting along with me. I hope this is relaxing for you. Oh darn, I said I wasn't going to pop it and I popped it. All right, well, don't listen to what I say. Just watch what I do. Okay, so the last little bit of bling that we could add to this if we wanted is some kind of glitter, something like that. In my sample, I used a Stickles. The color is Eucalyptus. I wanted to bring out the vines. Looking at it now, I think I'm not going to do that again. It's not exactly my favorite. So what else could I do? I think I'm bringing out enough red. I don't want any, I want it to stay natural looking. So I think what I'm going to do is pull out a Close to My Heart. I think these are called shimmer brushes. And this is the one that is just silver. There is no color. They make shimmer brushes, all different colors. And the colors match the Close to My Heart ink colors. However, they do have just a basic like silver glitter and a basic gold glitter that does not have any ink. So it gives you a little shimmer without altering the color of where you're putting it. I like to give it a good shake. And watch me flub this. What you do is you squeeze here to add more of the glue, very much like a water, like the water aqua brushes. But I'm not going to give it a squeeze because then it'll go blob. I'm just going to test out. And I'm just kind of thinking a tiny bit of attention to these blue berries, because I think the blue berries get a little lost. And the shimmer brushes, the effect is very subtle when you're looking. Oh, I don't even know if those were berries. I think I just kind of painted the background, but whatever. The effect, I'm sure, is looking very subtle. I am going to give it a little squeeze. Is looking very subtle, but when a person is holding this in their hand and tipping it side to side and the light touches, I think that is when they're really gonna see the berries. That is my hope. So the shimmer brushes, they dry pretty fast. I covered up a lot of my berries. I wish I had some more over here, but I guess that's why I just colored the background. But once they dry, I think it'll just give a tiny bit of effect. So let me see if you're able to see that. I don't know if you can see that or not. I can see it. Who knows? I might let this card dry and then decide to go back and do more. I don't know. We'll see. I guess another idea is I could always put a tiny little bit of shimmer on some of the white berries too, but I was trying to do the blue thing. I guess another thing I could do is use a blue Stickles. I could always add a little dot. The shimmer brushes, is non-dimensional. So it added the glitter, but it doesn't add any, there's no rise to it. There's no thickness to it. Whereas if I use a Stickles dot on each one, it'll also have a little bit of a mound and add a little bit more blue color. So we'll see. I'll make that decision later. But I thank you very much for joining me. I hope that this was relaxing for you. I hope that you pull out your sanding blocks and start hacking at your paper for a nice natural distressed look. And I think the distressed look of paper when paired with elegant elements is a very nice combination. So thank you for joining me. Here I am, Paper Girl KB, and I am Kelly. Have a great evening. Bye.